Hello everyone, I'm Lindsay Stein, the consumer reporter at PRWeek, and I'm joined today with Patrick Sandusky, the Chief Communications and Public Affairs Officer for the U.S. Olympic Committee. Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, the 2014 Winter Olympics may seem far away, but you guys are already in the planning stages for it.
Yeah, it's less than 300 days away already, so we're in the final, getting to the final run-up here pretty soon. It's come off the Summer Games, the Summer Paralympics, it's October, the team goes to the White House, you go home for the holidays, and then you turn around, it's less than a year to the Winter Games, so it's coming up fast.
And it's in Sochi, Russia?
Sochi, Russia, yeah. It's going to be, that's where the main Olympic Park's going to be, and then about 45 minutes up the Caucasus Mountains in a place called Rosna Kuntar, I think is how you pronounce it, but it's where the skiing events will be.
Great, and what are you doing to plan for it now?
Well, right now we're really focusing on looking at the athletes that are going to probably make the team, start compiling some of the stories that, about them. We just did a photo shoot out in LA, a photo and video shoot with NBC that will be part of all the promos you see in the run-up to the games, the stories of the athletes, and a lifestyle media campaign that will be having the athletes in sort of out of the sport environment and more on who they are and what they do and what their lives are like in the run-up to it, so people can begin to get to know them ahead of the games. So when the games happen, they kind of know their background.
Yeah, you have a personal connection with them. That's
absolutely.
Good. And so the Olympics are considered one of the biggest platforms for marketing and PR professionals to promote their brands to consumers worldwide. How do you work with corporate sponsors?
Well, we have a number of sponsors that are very interested and involved in the Olympic movement. We don't get any government funding, so we rely on our television revenue that we get from our partners at NBC, donations from the public, but also our key revenue stream for us is our sponsors and helping. They really do help send our team to the game. So the sponsors themselves usually focus on the athletes, which is where it should be. Example is they've been using Gabby Douglas, a Summer Olympian, who's recently been used by McDonald's to promote their egg white breakfast sandwich. So somebody sort of a picture of fit, young, healthy, and hip, and now she's going around the country promoting that, and that's just one example. There's many others where they use our athletes, whether it's on packaging and a sponsor like Kellogg's and Coke, or in sort of their trade associations as well. So, BP and BMW may use athletes not in an on-pack way, but they may have it in sort of on display at their gas stations, or BMW uses a great partnership with our bobsled team. They're actually helping design the bobsled that's going to be used in Sochi. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, and we have a lot of exciting things coming up over the course of the next year.
And the 2012 Summer Olympics, people are calling it the first social Olympics because of the vast increase in social media since the 2008 games. So what are you guys doing with social media right now, or anything new and exciting in that area? Yeah,
we're lucky to have a lot of high-profile athletes that really have an insane number of followers, whether from Michael Phelps to Gabby Douglas to Lindsey people. So we try to incorporate a lot of their news feeds into our site, teamusa.org. We also, we do it in traditional news way, we use it, but in terms of consumers, we have campaigns where they can get involved, they can take part. Last year we had a Raise Our Flag campaign where we promoted primarily through social media, and it was a chance for the average American for $12 to buy a stitch in the flag that we carried into opening ceremony in London. So there's a lot of different ways for people just follow our athletes, follow our news, work, be part of some of those programs like Raise Our Flag. So we're trying to use every platform from Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, etc., to try to engage with the people that are the audience of those networks.
And how do you kind of regulate the athletes in terms of using their social channels, or do you not really regulate them?
We have there's a social media policy that the IOC has for during the games, but outside the games themselves, we don't have a policy that specifically says can and can't do, or should and shouldn't do. But what we do try to do is we have a thing called our ambassador training program ahead of the games, where we bring the athletes together, we tell them what to expect, kind of give them an opportunity to kind of, if they haven't been to a games before, hear from people who have. And part of that is social media, and then how to use it in a smart way, how to use it to benefit your brand, how to when it's not appropriate to use it, at least give them some suggestions, and then really kind of walk them through some people who've done it really well and some people who've done it not so well. And hopefully with that, we've had really good success of our athletes really getting it and understanding it. And frankly, our athletes are young and they're smart and they're going to know social media a whole lot better than a bunch of suits in an office building in Colorado Springs. So they're teaching us as much as we would be teaching them.
And another effort you guys are doing is promoting the importance of supporting the teams to Americans. Is that right?
Yeah, as I said earlier, we don't get any government funding. We Americans generally are the people who send Team USA. The government of America doesn't. Individuals do. And so we have a campaign that goes on constantly of trying to identify both donors that want to give us $12 for Raise Our Flag, but also identifying high net worth donors that might give us millions of dollars to help bring our team, because our athletes are there to represent their country, and they've got the flag on their back, and the people of America are the ones that are supporting them, and it's great. You can give online on our website, teamusa.org. You can send us a check. You can be part of we launched a new foundation where we have a foundation board of people who give us $300,000 or more to support Team USA. So there's a lot of different ways we try to engage people to give to the team, because that's how the team gets to the games.
Yeah, and is Raise Your Flag going to be continued, or is it going to be a new campaign?
Well, we're going to continue with Raise Our Flag, and we'll continue to have lots of new and creative ways. We're bringing in actually a new Chief Development Officer in the coming weeks, so I'm sure that person will have lots of new ideas for us to raise money. So, 5 to 6 years ago, we didn't even have a real giving campaign. We were raising less money than the Colorado Springs Zoo on an annual basis. Wonderful zoo. The Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is great, but we weren't raising as much money as them, and we are the National Olympic Committee. We're the United States Olympic Committee, and we were not raising. So we have really ambitious goals to increase. We're raising now more than $10 million a year from individuals, and hopefully it'll continue to grow, and we'll continue to get support from the American public.
Great, well, we look forward to seeing it.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm really glad to be here at PRWeek. Thanks for having me, Lindsay.